other than Lynn, because we know he has a wonderful influence on this whole show, is there any member of the cast that just really surprised you, whether it was what they did with their role when they were on stage, or maybe even just how they carried themselves amongst the team?
Oh man, I mean, we're talking about my family now. Like these are, and that's, I mean, it's not even an exaggeration, you know, living through that first year on Broadway and with that show and like everything that happened and the people that came to see the show and the opportunities that we were given, you know, meeting the Obamas on multiple occasions and meeting Prince. And, you know, it's just like, it is insane. And I think we went through the trenches together because like as amazing as it was and what it felt like it was on the outside, it was also at the end of the day, we were doing 8 shows a week of really, really grueling stuff physically. Like the ensemble, we're on stage the entire, I mean, you've seen it. We don't leave the stage. We're moving furniture. We're swirling guns. We're doing a bazillion costume changes. We're singing backup vocals. It is nonstop, and it's exhausting. And a lot of our days off were taken away for these unbelievable opportunities that we were given. And we were all really tired, but knew that it just was, this thing was something so special and so different and was kind of turning into this phenomenon like right in front of our eyes. But I definitely think we were living in a moment where we felt like the cart had very much gotten away from the horse. Like we just were like this runaway train and we were just trying to like keep up with it. And it was just an experience that none of us have ever and might not ever experience again. It just is, it's insane. And I think, it's really hard. I mean, you know, Jonathan Groff is a really good friend of mine. The couple moments that I had off stage, like his dressing room was like right in the wings. And so we like actually spent a lot of time together during the show and got really, really close. And he's just like, I mean, I think everybody already knows this, but he's just like a dream of a human. And I just respect him so much and adore him so much. And I'm so grateful for his friendship. And I think, you know, and I think Jasmine Cephas Jones has become one of my closest friends and sisters, truly. And she's just such an unbelievable artist. And, you know, her and Anthony are dating. And so like we spend a lot of time together. And Anthony is just like my little brother who who makes me laugh endlessly. And I just think what all of them and I think Leslie Odom Jr., the stillness that he brought to Burr and the like profound depth that he brought to that role, and watching him do that every night was just, and every night it was fully committed no matter what was going on. And he was so present and you know, he was just such a voice for this family of actors, and you know, he put himself on the front lines for some stuff, and to fight for us and for things that we needed, and I adore him for that, because he didn't have to do that. And I think I have some of the best relationships in my life I have from that show. And I mean, it's hard for me to pick, you know, it's like, I talk to them every day. I talk to someone from that show every single day, and we are all so close. And Renee is unbelievable. And it's hard. How can it's like asking you to pick your favorite like child.
I don't know. Question too, because I already know how special all of them are, just like as talents, and you can kind of tell over the years the kind of family you guys created. I do want to go back to what you just said about Leslie, though, because as an outsider, when I look at a production like Hamilton, the biggest of the big, I imagine you guys get everything you needed. So can you give us an example of something you had to fight for?
Yeah, well, you know, I think it is essentially, it is exactly that, like the cart getting in front of the horse. I think it just was, the show was so much harder than all of us thought, and took so much more physically from us than we thought, and time wise, and I'm in no way complaining by any means, but just, you know, it's like, yes, we went to the White House and got to meet the Obamas and perform for them, which is like, I still is one of the best days of my life. Like I have goosebumps on my legs every time I think about it. It's just like that I will never forget that for the rest of my life. But you know what happened for that to happen was that we had a full 8-show week. We traveled on a Sunday night to the White House. on our day, Mondays are the day off on Broadway. So that, and then we were at the White House and performed at the White House, and we're like doing like things and activities and performances at the White House all day Monday. We left the White House at, 10 p.m., got on the bus, drove through the night back to New York, and went straight back into another 8-show week. So it was like, we didn't have a day off, but also you're like giving out so much energy on your day off because you're meeting these freaking Obamas. You know what I mean? It's just like, so it was like in moments like that I think, just, needing physical therapy and needing like, to be taken care of physically to continue to do this thing that we all wanted to do and all believed in and worked really hard for. But it's taxing. It takes a toll because our bodies are our livelihood, like physically. And, especially for Broadway actors, it's 8 shows a week is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And Broadway performers are athletes. They are warriors. They are obviously artists, but it takes so much for an audience member to sit in a seat and watch a show as if it's happening for the first time. It takes a lot. And I think, it's just Hamilton was asking for a lot and then more because of the Grammys and because of the Tonys and because of, all of the politicians that were coming and because of all the special performances that were happening, like there was so many performances happening, not just on the stage at 8 p.m. at night. There was like so much other stuff going on, recording the album, we're having on our day off, we're going into the studio and singing through the show over and over and over and over and over again, and then going to do the show at night. You know what I mean? So it's just like, there's a lot. It takes a lot to be a Broadway performer, and it's not for the faint of heart. And I think, it was a show that demanded more of its actors and more of its performers. And so I think Leslie was the first person to go to bat to ask for that from our producers and from the creatives of like, hey, we love doing the show, but we need your help in supporting us so that we can take care of ourselves to do this show that we love. And do it well and do it on the level that the show deserves and the level that we want to do it at and the level that is of performance that is healthy for us so that, people aren't getting injured because people were getting injured a lot. It's a hard show. That ensemble it looks like it is a walk in the park, and that is exactly why they're athletes and exactly why they're professionals and exactly why they are the stars that they are. But believe me, there is nothing easy about being in the ensemble of Hamilton. There is nothing easy about it.